Everybody, it's me, Andrew. Get out into nature and tune in for yourself. Resonate with the Earth's electromagnetic field via 432 hertz, the universal frequency. Balance out psychologically and emotionally, and further strengthen your brain and your heart's coherence as well. Get a plant-based diet going for yourself today and nurture yourself right back into life. We are literally herbivores in our nature. Further balance out your physical body's pH level, and to get with alkalinity, then you can generate some static electricity. Sending me some love telepathically. Set attention to your mind and set intention to communicate. That is all there is to telepathy. You are now tuning in to great days. So today I'm going to talk on dependencies when it comes to living in society, and how society can use your dependencies upon them for your enslavement, right? So let's get into this. Um, so, so when you live in society, you are everything is kind of set up, right? Very, very intricately to create a very deep dependency within you, right? They create these complexes, and then they give them to the people who are living amongst the society, and within those dependencies, there's a program that lays there, and this program often is containing a enslavement within it, right? Um, so 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 we are slaves in society, and this is the truth. All right, and not everybody can actually come to the understanding that we're slaves, or not everybody is going to admit to themselves that they are a slave. But the truth is that we are slaves within society, especially certain societies, right? And Western civilization is very much like this, that they set things up um, so that people are in deep states of dependency, right, within the societal way of life. Then they can control the people very easily from there, right? And they're only wanting to control people so they can continue to enslave you and your family and your children, or everybody. As many people as they can enslave, they're going to do so, So this is coming from dependency, right? So the more that you can look at your dependency, your states of dependency that have been programmed into you or conditioned into you from society, from societal lifestyle, the more you can dissolve it away, right? So you got to observe it. You got to understand first that you are a dependent person upon the exterior systems, and then you gotta then understand that it can of course be changed, right? But then there's also systems within the society that is kind of against you coming to the understanding that you are in deep states of dependency that they have given to you in the first place, right? So what I mean by this is that everything is kind of working against you in the way that it wants to keep you within in a dependent state upon the people in control, or the people in power, right? Um, and they're all connected. Everything right here in this little system of control is they're all connected, because they're all overseeing the mass of the population, to keep the mass of the population under their power, right? Because we have immense energy, and we are immensely potential, or we have immense potential. We are very potent as beings, even with all the things that they are doing to us to keep our energy levels down and to keep our awareness skewed or dimmed or low. They are they're working amongst each other to keep us kind of out of our power, so you have to then you have to understand first that you are being enslaved, and that within this enslavement, within the condition, is deep states of dependency, right? And within these there's only states of dependency there so deeply because the way they've set things up is very it's very intricate, and it's going against you being able to liberate yourself absolutely, you know. And if you just observe the way society is, you can understand that things are very entangling, you know, and they don't allow you to actually free yourself or liberate yourself as easily as it should be. You know, you should just be able to float away, liberate, without actually having to put any effort into it. But there's so many systems that they've set up deliberately to keep you from being able to come into a higher intelligence or even a higher awareness. Because if people were coming into a higher intelligence or a higher awareness in the mass, in the majority, the ones that are being controlled, then this would be us taking back our power in mass, and the small population of the ones controlling us, we would pose a threat to. You know, so it's a warfare going on, psychological warfare, physical warfare, definitely a spiritual warfare as well. You know, so dependency, you can understand that dependency is actually keeping us within the mentality of enslavement, and we can liberate ourselves, we can free ourselves from it, we can change something, but it's only you have to be able to come back into an intelligence, a higher intelligence, and you have to be able to expand your awareness as well, you know, to be able to first be aware that there's definitely ways to liberate yourself, but there's also systems working against you, and it makes it very, very difficult to do so. But there's most definitely little loopholes that you can like fit into that will liberate you or will be able to free you up from any type of enslavement, you know, without actually selling your soul out to the very people who are trying to keep a control over you, right? Because they want to use your soul, and this is what institutional systems are for. They're for taking your soul. They're for sapping your soul. This is why whenever you start school, the magic of your life slowly begins to diminish away. You know, you're blinded to your dreams, things like this. The more deeper aspect of your being is taken from you as you start to go to the schools every day, you know, and this is the reason they start to teach you nonsense, because they don't want you in a higher intelligence. They want to keep you in a very, very low intelligent level so that they can control you, you know, like an animal, you know, or something like this. And it goes even deeper. There's a lot of ways that they're actually diminishing our intelligence and our consciousness as well. They're most definitely doing this on the genetic level as well with GMO foods, you know, most definitely doing it there as well, which I'll probably go in on a different video because I don't want to make the video too long, right? Because the genetics is definitely interesting, right? But they can definitely keep us in very, very lowly states through genetic modification, right? Is where they can definitely entangle us deeply, and give us karma that should not be ours or that we should not be holding, right? Through genetic modification. So there's a lot to understand that can actually create these states of dependency, right? And it goes back also into our into the history of things, which I don't know all the history, so I'm not going to get into the history, right? I don't want to say anything that is going to be wrong. But where it is now, we are still most definitely in enslavement. Um, so this is only because we have given our power, or it has been taken from us, right? We gave our power, or it was taken from us as people by these other people, and now these people are a part of a small percentage that is keeping a control over the majority, which the majority was the people who the power was taken from, and were then meant to reproduce in mass, so that we can genetically produce more of the people who the power was taken from, the weaker people, right? But once you're able to take back the power from it by becoming more aware, uh, then you can change something as an individual within that 99%, and then it sparks a flame for all of the other people around you, because it ripples outward. And then the more and more people that come into the understanding, the awakening, and the in consciousness, it allows us to actually see that the dependencies and the complexities that have been given to us are they're illusory, right? They don't actually exist. It's just something that was built into our genetic coding, so that they can keep us inside, like the farm or inside the pen, like animals. But but it can easily be dissolved away if you make the intention, you know. So dependency is being used for enslavement, right? If you're dependent upon another person, they can easily decide, especially if they control your food and water, and your housing and your land, if they're controlling all this, they are going to 100% control the people, right? Because if somebody's holding water that you need to keep surviving, or food in their hands, and you can't actually get it from that person unless you like take it from them, or unless you follow their rules, and then they give you some, which is where their system of control is. They're holding this stuff that you need in their hands, and then they're also displaying a power which you have been made to fear subliminally, so that you listen to what they want you to do, and then they gift you what you need in order to continue living, and then they continue that process. It's a little process of slavery, like being a pet or something. But we can just forget about that, for one, we don't actually need to eat as much as we think. We do need to eat a little bit, but not as much as we have been programmed or conditioned to. I think it's like the FDA says you have to eat 3 days, or it's best to eat 3 times a day with snacks in between. See, this is a lie. You don't actually need that much. You just need 1 meal a day. So that's one of the little systems of conditioning that they use to keep us in the physical, because it's easier to enslave us when we are in a denser physical state. When we are able to rise in vibration into a more lighter vibration, like an etheric state, we're more, very much more powerful, very much more liberated in this state. So we can then easily, in one of these higher states of being, can see that these people aren't actually able to display any type of power that we don't have ourselves, so it makes it easy to just forget about any type of dependent state, and just rely on yourself, so I guess that's me for today's video. I do thank everybody for watching once again. Peace out, one love, and have a great evening, or have a great afternoon.